Hello, welcome to Nia's Perspectives. I'm Nia, author, speaker, certified financial education instructor, and entrepreneur. I'm here to talk to you today about reducing debt as a part of your home buying purchase, like preparing your finances for home buying. My goal is not only to prepare you for home buying purchase, but home ownership in itself to stay in the home after you purchase it. Foreclosure, not cute. So, with that being said, if you've had a foreclosure before, then you understand part of the process and it's not something you want to continue to go through. So let's work to correct those issues. So you want to reduce your debt before you purchase a home, and there's a couple of reasons why. One of the reasons is because the lenders look at your current debt obligations when considering you for a new loan. Now, if you're in the Gold Diggers community, my Facebook group, our January free monthly training will be with a mortgage loan officer, and he will be coming in to answer questions and to tell us about what the loan officer looks at when they're processing your application. So to give you some good tidbits, and you'll be able to ask questions. So you do not want to miss this. You want to be there for this. It's really important because those type of questions you want to know. Like, you wish you had somebody on your team as a loan officer. So if you're not in a group, you better get in a group now, because every month I bring a free training and I bring an expert in, someone in the role with real live experience to answer questions. Sometimes they do offer services, but a lot of times they come just to provide free training so that you can get information, because I want to help you make better financial decisions. So one of the reasons you want to is because the lenders. So the lenders, when they're considering your credit profile, one of the things they consider is your debt to income ratio. Now, your debt to income ratio basically is how much debt obligations you currently have compared to your income. If you have a high amount of debt compared to your income, then that might make you look unfavorable and you not get approved. I've seen different numbers. I believe it depends on your lender on how high your debt to income ratio could be to get approved. But I would say you want to have it under at least 40%. I've seen 36%. I've seen 43%. I've seen different numbers, but I personally recommend you try to be under 40%, which means that your debt obligations only account for up to 40% of your income. This is important because think about it like this. We're going to make it really simple. If you have $100 and you already have 8 people who you owe $10 to, that means you only have $20 reasonably to be able to give me. But if I require you to pay $40, how is that going to work? You don't have enough money to pay both of us. So I'm concerned about giving you this loan because I don't trust that you have the $40 to give me, because you already owe $80, which means you owe 80% of the income that you're bringing in. So you can make $200,000 a year, you can make $300,000 a year. But if you have debt to match it, then you look very risky to a lender, and they're not going to approve you because it's not reasonable that you will be able to make your payments consistently on time. And maybe you're someone who always makes your payments on time, but they're not looking at that. They're looking at your ability and the chances that you would pay on time, being that you're stretching yourself so thin and your bills are so tight, you don't have enough money to cover them all. So somebody's not going to get paid, and that makes them scared that somebody might be them. So one of the things they look at is your debt to income ratio. Now, me personally, I think that it's also a good reason to reduce debt, because you want to lower the claims on your paycheck. The claims on your paycheck are basically the people you have to pay that's not your monthly overhead. And when I mean by your monthly overhead, I mean what it takes for you to live, your rent payment, your car note that you're driving this car, those credit card bills that you're constantly paying, those extra installment loans, and all of that, those things, they're not helping you to operate. So I try to advise my students to reduce those bills. Reason being, that gives you more money to do more things with. I've always told individuals that your savings is your seed money to wealth. Well, if you have all these claims on your paycheck, that creates less money for you to save for retirement, for you to invest so that your money can start working alongside you, and for you to be able to save so you build that seed money. Whenever you're purchasing a home, you're going to need a down payment. You're going to need an emergency fund. You honestly need a maintenance fund so that whenever any type of repair needs to be done on your property, you have money and funds set aside just to do exactly that. That's why it's important. So I say it's important to reduce your debt for that reason. Because if I have all of these credit cards, student loans, things like that, that's something that I constantly have to pay, and that's going to slow me down. Even the financial goals I have as far as preparing to purchase a home and preparing to save my down payment, I'm going to save my down payment even slower because I have all these things that I have to pay. So why not get rid of those things before you take on this mortgage and additional costs that come along with being, makes sense, right? Because think about it. If you're already stressed out now, you're living check to check, and you're finding it hard to get all your bills paid, you're forgetting about due dates for credit cards, then trying to hurry up and rush and transfer money over here so that you can meet this pay date for this card, wouldn't you want to relieve some of that stress on you before you take on a big purchase? You're signing up to pay 15 years or 30 years for this property, no matter what ups, downs, uncertainties, whatever comes your way. You're signing this paperwork to say that you will be able to make these payments monthly for a very long time. So it's important to try to move some of those obstacles that will help prevent you from being able to do that. I always tell people, pay your debt down strategically. That's what I tell my students. If you've watched enough of these videos, you've probably heard me say it too. Pay it strategically. Pay it what's best for you. Pay it based on what has a claim. Say you have a loan from your retirement out right now. Try to get that loan paid off before you purchase your property. For one, it's going to count against you when you're going through the lender process. But if you got my financial bundle, the Home Buyer Success Kit, you got that bonus training. That bonus training told you the top things not to do while you're going through the purchasing the property process. And one of those things is exactly that, having a loan out on your retirement. The reason why that's an issue, because sometimes they use your retirement plan if you have withdrawal ability or if you have loan ability. They consider that as a part of your reserves. So if you already have a loan out, they know you can't take multiple loans at the same time. So that means that's not a resource that you have available. And they're going to count that loan against your debt to income ratio. That's another debt that they now have to add to the process. See what I'm saying? No bueno. Those are the reasons you want to make sure that you're starting to reduce your debt. So another thing I want you to think about is when it comes to paying for your mortgage, you have 15-year and 30-year. I normally suggest compare the 15 and 30 year and see which one comes out better. What would be the price if you did 15? What would be the price if you did 30? Do a 30-year mortgage. If the price is not a big difference, yes. Your monthly payment's not going to change much. Do the 15-year, save the interest off the top. However, if the price is going to be a big difference, sign up for the 30-year and then create a debt repayment plan so that you can pay it off in 15 years anyway by making additional payments. Even if that payment is $10, $15, whatever the case may be. Because when it comes to debt repayment, no amount is too small, because any amount you pay will minimize the amount of interest that will accrue on your total balance. Because as you continue to pay down that balance, that it continues to be a lesser amount that the interest can be applied towards. So for instance, if I have $100 balance and then I pay $20 on it, the interest is not going to still accrue times 100. It's going to multiply times 80, which means that's $20 I paid down. It's really worth more. So when it comes to debt repayment, no amount is too small. Make sure you are paying those things down as you can, and pay those things that are more strategic. Pay down loans that are on your investments. Not only that, you want to pay down those loans quickly, because the longer that money is lended out to you and not in your plan, the longer it's not making money for you. The job of your retirement plan is to make money for you. And the longer that money is lended out, the longer it's not doing its job. And I don't believe in money not doing its job. I work, so my money should be working too. If you have that Home Buying Success Kit too, you also have the Financial Budget Savvy Planner. That planner has a debt repayment tracker in it. I think, multiple pages so that you had space to go in and type in who your debt is and keep a track as you pay them down. We coming for all these goals. We got goals out here. So I'm trying to help you get there. Hopefully this home buying series took the mystery out of your process and helps you learn a lot more about it. If you feel like it's been helpful and you've learned something in my home buying video series, definitely drop some comments, share a video with a friend, post it on Facebook and tell them about all these gems that I'm dropping, that they better come pick them up. Make sure you also hitting that like and subscribe and share button. Yes, I know we get annoying on YouTube asking you to hit like, share, and subscribe, but that is like our currency. That's how we get recognition. So we spend time bringing these videos, editing and learning all these software so we can bring this precious information for you. That's all we ask for in return is a like or a subscribe. That's it. That's all. But yes, so you want to work on reducing your debt. I gave you 2 humongous reasons. And not only that, because you want to lift those weights. With each debt that you pay off, you lift a weight off of your chest. If you're confused about debt repayment, you have no idea where you can see in your budget that you can possibly pay down debt before your home purchase or build your emergency fund, then you need to be in my Budget and Saves Lives course. Absolutely, you need to be in my Budget and Saves Lives course, because that course is going to start off with your mindset, teaching you how to change your mindset, teaching you how to think differently when you make moves, teaching you how to make better money moves. Then it goes into teaching you about budget, and it breaks down the anatomy of a budget, and it breaks it down in a very simple form, so it's not as intimidating. Then next, they're going to talk about spending, and not just about the usual breaking spending habits, wait 24 hours. It's not only talking about that. It breaks down into the root of a habit and you asking yourself some serious and personal questions so you can get down to the deep dive of why you have issues with spending and why you've been having troubles trying to curb your spending. And then finally, after you've corrected all of that, then it teaches you the art of savings. I leave savings for last because it's important for you to curb your spending and work on your mindset and get your budget together so you can really get a big picture of what you have the ability to save before you even add any additional income, because the savings also has a side hustle extra course in there. But I don't want to teach you how to side hustle till you learn how to get your money together. Because like I say, you're not going to just miraculously start having better financial habits just because you move into a house. It don't work like that. You create the habits first. And that's why I wanted to create this guide. So while you go through the process and prepare it, feel free to come back, watch these videos over, shoot me a question, join the group and drop a question in the group. We have a lot of helpful people. And if you just need an accountability partner and you need somebody going along that journey with you, come in the group. We celebrate wins on Wednesdays, and we will celebrate the smallest win. Okay? So thank you. I hope you enjoy my home buying video series. Please make sure to drop comments, likes, and subscribes. Just rain them down on me. Until next time.